Right then, Eminem season continues with 2010's Recovery. Excited to check this one out. Got no idea really what to expect, kind of whereabouts this is in Marshall's kind of character arc. Guys, if you're seeing this on the channel, then all of these album reactions are uncut on the Patreon, including the ones later in the Eminem season, which you won't see yet on the channel. Go and check it out, link down in the description. Join the realest ones. Eminem Recovery. Let's go.
'Cause some things just don't change. It's better when they stay the same. Although the whole world needs shit. Here we go again.
You can get the dick, just call me the ball sack. I'm nuts, Michael Vick in this bitch, dog. Fall back, you mutts, fuck your worms. You never seen such a sick puppy, fuck it, a sick duck. I want my duck sick, mommy.
Yeah, wasn't sure if he was talking to someone specifically here or if this was just a generalization. Not exactly a feminist anthem so far, but you know, I like the line, Michael Vick and his bitch dog, fall back, you mutts, fuck your worms, never seen such a sick puppy. Just clever multiple there, talking about, obviously, if your puppy is sick with worms, but he is sicker than a dog with worms. Just, all right.
Might as well let my lips pucker like Elton John, 'cause I'm just a mean cocksucker. This shit is No, I'm as cold as the cold wind blows. I kick a bitch in the cunt till it makes a queef and sounds like a fucking whoopee cushion. Who the fuck is you pushing? You must have mistook me for some sissy soft punk looking for some nookie or bosom. Go ahead.
Now, he sounds angry in what he's saying in the lyrics, but he doesn't quite have that intensity in the performance in the booth from some of his earlier work. And his actual brutality on the microphone was just fucking incredible to listen to. It doesn't quite have that here. This feels like maybe this is the step into the Eminem that we know these days. Very clever lyrically, can do stuff with words that most people can only dream of. It isn't necessarily speaking from, or at least sounding as authentic as he used to in terms of that pure energy. That's kind of how I feel about Eminem these days. A lot of people get mad at me about that, but you know, that's just how I feel.
Michael J. Fox will come to a standstill during the earthquake.
Harsh on Michael J. Fox.
'Cause you're fake. Ow, what the fuck? That hurt. Wait.
It sounds good. I like the beat. Just Blaze can rarely do any wrong.
You try to diss me, I'll slaughter you. I put that on everything, like everyone does with auto-tune. The last thing you wanna do is have me spit out a rhyme and say I was writing this and I thought of you.
It's true, you don't really want to fuck with Eminem. Even now, I kind of wish somebody would just go for him again. I know we had that little thing recently with the game, but that didn't really go anywhere. I want somebody to really go for it like MGK did. Fair play to MGK, man. He just went for it. He went for it, and his song was actually alright. Rap Devil's alright, you know. Yeah, he got murked. And that whole Interscope Records and Shady Records and MGK being blacklisted, that never really got resolved anyway. I still think that was a pretty solid diss. Now, Killshot murked him. I ain't gonna lie. The truth is, just someone go for Eminem again. That's where he needs the fire. I don't think the fire's there for anything else, but that will hopefully spark him back up.
So why in the world do I feel so alone? Nobody but me. I'm on my own. Is there anyone out there that feels the way I feel, that there isn't at me?
Hatred was flowing through my veins, on the verge of going insane. I almost made a song dissing Lil Wayne. It's like I was jealous of him cause of the attention he was getting. I felt horrible about myself.
Here we go, straight away. Now this feeling very authentic. He almost made a song dissing Lil Wayne. He felt like he was jealous of him because of the attention he was getting. Okay, it was really interesting to hear.
Almost went at Kanye too. Got it, feels like I'm going psychotic. Thank God.
Just go at Kanye now, just do it. Just do it.
To yourself, you're slowly dying, you're denying your health is declining with your self-esteem. You're crying out for
brilliant
help.
verse, brilliant verse. This song is fire. Listen, I know Drake and to a point, yeah, you get a lot of credit for bringing the vulnerability into hip-hop and rap, but you know, there's no doubt that Eminem was bringing that stuff before those guys. Different. Obviously, this is no Marvin's Room. Very different type of energy, but really great to hear him like that. So clear, so to the point, still full of skill. Like I said, this is the Eminem I'm always captivated by. He doesn't need to be doing the extreme horror shit from Relapse, which is kind of like horrendous and artistically shocking and sometimes, yeah, quite amazing. But just hearing him talk like this is always compelling.
No longer the man, that's a bitter pill to swallow. All I know is I'm wallowing, self-loathing and hollow. Bottoms up on the pill bottle, maybe I hit my bottom tomorrow else. I guess I keep talking to myself. But all these other rappers suck is all that I know. I've turned into a hater, I put up a false bravado, but more desperate, it starts a bottle inside him. One foot on the brake, one on the
his thoughts are bottled inside him. That could be a play on the fact that, you know, the pills that he was so addicted to and fucked him up were bottled. Just a clever little line.
Fucking swam for a drown. Hit my bottom so hard I bounced twice. Suffice. This time around it's different. Them last 2 albums didn't count. Encore, I was on drugs. Relapse, I was flushing them out. I've come easy, keep your head up. T.I. keep your head up. Kanye, keep your head up. Don't let up, just keep slaying them. Rest in peace to DJ, cause I know what it's like. I struggle with this shit every single day, and
I just really fucking like this song. I think the hook's fantastic. I think the beat's fantastic. I love the message of it. I love hearing him talk like this. I think it's a fantastic track. It's not going to go down in his like all-time pantheon of tracks because he's got too many from the past. They're just too good and too incredible and too game-changing and too earth-shattering for this to be up there. But I personally, for various reasons, I really enjoy this track. And I think this album has started pretty damn well.
Yesterday my dog died. A hog tied a hoe, tied her in the bow. Said next time you blog, try to spit a flow. You wanna criticize, dog? Try a little more. I'm so tired of the socket blow. Fire in the hole. So you better get flowing and flow rider inside of a low rider with no tires in the hole. Why am I like this? Why is winter cold? Why is it when I talk, I'm so biased to the hoes? Listen, this is a blister and a salt. Those are your wounds, this is the salt. So
this is the salt. That rhyme, that multi-syllable came all the way back from Christmas is Off. Keeps going, keeps going, keeps going. He's going at the critics here. I've always found he's a little sensitive about that sort of stuff, but it's always interesting when artists go after critics. I'd never really labelled myself as a critic over the years I've done this, particularly this. And also the years I worked on video games magazines and review games and stuff like that. But it is a word that would probably be used to describe what I did anyway. When you make art, criticism is just part of it, but I've definitely never wanted to be one of the types of critics that's known for just being harsh, or one of the types of critics that's known for just being negative and wanting to kill. Sometimes if something's really cynical and badly produced, and especially in games we still have to pay money for everything, you kill it and that's fine. But the whole argument against critics, whereas you couldn't do what I do. I don't think any critic in any field or anybody who reviews stuff in any field really, they hold the people or the art that they review to extremely high standards. They revere it. They're in awe of it almost. But at the same time, because of those standards and because of the breadth of their knowledge, particularly, they will call out stuff they don't think matches those standards. And at the same time, if they can captivate an audience as well, just as an artist can captivate an audience, a great critic can captivate an audience as well, whether it's on YouTube, magazines, blogs, whatever it is. And that's a skill in its own right. So putting one next to the other is different. I think typically the critic would always see the thing that they're talking about as a higher form than what they do. But at the same time, there's an art to content creation, as we call it these days as well. So obviously it's something I thought about a lot.
Got the gall to make Chris piss in his drawers, tickle him, go to his grave, skip him and visit his dog. You're on fire. You need to stop dropping rolls when you say the shit to get the whole hip-hop shop to blow. You're on fire. Yeah, you're on fire.
Not sure about this one.
I just put a bullshit hook in between two long-ass verses. If you mistook this for a song,
well, he actually called it a bullshit hook. I mean, I agree. That was terrible. The verses are fine.
Run as fast as you can. Stop writing and kill it. I'm lightning in a skillet. You're a fucking flash in the pan.
I'm lightning in a skillet. You're a flash in the pan.
Kick over the can, beat his ass and leave him $9 grand. So if I seem a little mean to you, this ain't savage. You ain't never seen a brew. You wanna get graphic? We can go to scenic route. You couldn't make a bulimic puke on a piece of fucking corn and peanut poo. Saying you sick, we're playing you prick, don't nobody care.
That wasn't the bar. Far be it from me to criticize a writer of Eminem's ability when it comes to rap, right? I mean, the point we were just making before, I can't do that. I can't even do anything like that. So realistically, I'm going to caveat what I'm about to say. Little line here. Run as fast as you can, stop writing and kill it. I'm lightning in a skillet, you're a fucking flash in the pan. Bar. Simple, not multi-syllabic, no, just bar. Really evocative, really striking, strong. You want to get graphic? We can go the scenic route. You couldn't make a bulimic puke on a piece of fucking corn and peanut poop. What? That's where I feel like Eminem as a writer at this point is going, okay, I've come up with a multi-syllabic and I'm going to build it around other multi-syllabics. And when I flow, it will sound sort of amazing, but also like, what am I saying? What am I actually saying? Like, what's the point in saying that? It sounds rubbish. And like I said, when you hold someone to such a high standard, I think it's fair to call it out as well. And I think that's the problem I have. And I'm sure as we go forward in these Eminem reactions, this is where I'm going to end up because I know what his latest music sounds like and I don't mind it, but it's hard to compare it to the older stuff. Now, this song I have heard, this song I've actually heard a lot. This is on the end credits, I think, of Call of Duty Black Ops 1. Talking about being a games journalist before, I was on an Activision review event for this game. They put us up in a nice hotel, gave us the game in our hotel rooms, and we could play multiplayer while having free drinks. The games industry is so corrupt, man. Like, nobody goes and says you have to give a game a score, but the environments that they would put us in these situations, back when the budgets were a little higher. Anyway, Call of Duty's budget's always crazy. Yeah, Call of Duty Black Ops single player in your room and then multiplayer in like a conference room downstairs with all the other journalists. Yeah, it's a joke, really. Got plenty of stories about games journalism, by the way, if you ever want to hear them. The point being that I finished Black Ops 1 and this song played over the end credits and I remember being kind of blown away by it. I really liked the beat. And just listening to it, I was kind of sat there just thinking about the game, thinking about what my review was going to be. And I hadn't really listened to Eminem for years at this point. Yeah, and I'm just kind of being blown away by his flow on it. Now, I don't think I've listened to it since I started doing this whole hip-hop reaction thing 5 years ago or whatever it was, 4.5 years ago. Will I still have the same thoughts on this song as I listen to it again? Let's find out.
You can sound the alarm, you can call out your guards, you can fence in your yard, you can pull down the cars, but I won't back down.
Cadillacs, the bills, coupe the bills, bring dead rims, yeah, stupid whales. Girl, I'm too for real, lose a tooth and nail. Try to fight it, try to deny it, stupid you will fail. Baby, what the deal? We can
This is up there until I collapse for me. The hook's not as good because Nate Dogg, but, you know, Pink's a pretty decent sub.
How you douchebags feel knowing you this? You said that you want your punchlines a little more compact. Well, shorty, I'm that man. These other
Compact,
cats
shorty?
are metaphorically where I'm at, man. I gave Bruce Wayne a Valium and said, settle your fucking ass down. I'm ready for combat, man. Get it, combat, man? Nah, ain't nobody who's his bomb man ass.
Listen, he explains that bar because it's so slick that it almost needs to be explained and I'd forgotten it there. But that calm Batman bar, if he'd never explained it, that would be nuts. Maybe it borders on the stuff I was talking about before, but it's so slick. The way that he matches the percussion and the beat of this song is fire. Gets me fired up. It's a great track, man. Makes me want to go play Warzone as well. But I'm doing this right now. Instead of 1, Warzone 2. Maybe tonight.
You can sound the alarm, you can call out your guards, you can
Shake that ass like a donkey with Parkinson's. Make like Michael J. Fox in the drawers playing with an etch a sketch. Bet you that you never get.
Michael J. Fox has already caught 2 strays on this album. Harsh. Don't know if that's the greatest lyric of all time, but it definitely is funny, even though it's harsh on Michael J. Fox. Michael J. Fox is in your drawers playing with an etch a sketch. I mean, that's quite an image.
Yeah, tonight, ladies, you gon' get the boss. Girl, forget remorse. I'ma hit you bronze with Chris's force like you pissed him off. Girl, you think that other prick's hot? Drink gasoline and eat a lit match. So I sit back and let him get hotter. Better call the cops on him quick fast.
That's Eminem.
Back on your bitch ass. White trash with a half a 6-pack in his Hanes slurp serve till he burps and smoke burp. Does a word search kit. Circle wrapped around it like you do and I come through it like it to remind yourself of what the fuck I can do when I'm on the mic. Or you're the kind of girl that I can take a liking to. Psych, I'm spiking you like a football. Been this way since I stood a foot tall. You're a dang bitch, you listening? Trying to turn me down, slut, I'm talking to you. Turn me back up, are you insane? Trying to talk over me? In the car, shut the fuck up while my shit's playing.
Now this is the performance in the booth I was talking about before. The fire.
And they say that it never strikes twice. So hit the dance floor, cutie, while I do my duty on this microphone. Shake your booty, shorty, I'm the shit. Why you think Proof used to call me Duty?
You can sound the alarm, you can won't back down. Oh no.
Fire. Fire. Bars, punchlines, energy, spirit. That's the Eminem that I want. Give me one of those a year and I won't be asking for anything else. Awesome.
And we ain't stopping until we see the morning sun.
Man, first of all, I'm a boss.
I just wanna get that across. Man, even my dentist hates when I'm lost. Pull up to the club in a pinto like it's a Porsche. Garbage bag for one of the windows, spray painted doors with the there's a half a gallon in it. That could be our last chance. We have it is getting home. Now can I get that
Great bounce to the
dance?
flow.
She's
I
got
quite
a
like this
tattoo
record,
on me
you know.
right up off her ass, man. In the streets of Warren, Michigan, we call them tramp stamps. Today ain't no one but us trash. You don't know, you better ask somebody. Cause we're having a white trash party. Pull the fifth of Bacardi from out of my underwear and walk around the party without a care, like a body without a head. Not throwing ones, 5, 10s, or even 20s. I'm throwing quarters, nickels, dimes, pennies up at skinnies. Man, I do this for them bunnies up at Denny's from the north, east, and west. But when it comes to them trailers in them South Parks, muffle it, cause homie, that hood's tighter than Kenny's. So ladies, if your belly button's not
Hood's tighter than Kenny's. That's a line.
Now honey, don't let them pricks trip. We should make a quick dip and go do some donuts in the hospital parking lot. Cause girl, I got a sick whip. Kick the back window out of my gremlin.
Stuff like that. I never really know what to say with stuff like that. We should do some donuts in the hospital parking lot. Because, girl, I got a sick whip. Because it's sick. Because it needs to go to the hospital parking lot. But why did you even mention the part? I mean, part of me is like, Eminem, that's rubbish. And the other part of me is like, well, I guess that's kind of quite funny and I shouldn't take it too seriously. Probably the latter.
It ain't like me to split a piece of dry Peter. I'll be the S to the I am to the SHADY. I don't need a tank top to be a wife beater.
Multi-syllabics insane.
Flip it upside down for a turnover a new leaf clown. I'll tell you now, I'm so raw. Still
The amazing thing, when he goes like that with the multi-syllabics, you could listen to him and not understand what he's saying, but literally not speak English. And just the sound of it, you can hear the rhymes in a different language even. It sounds so appealing to the ears. It's amazing what he does. He's definitely one of the all-time greatest at that, if not the all-time greatest. Okay, bit of Aussie.
Lately I really feel like I'm rolling for Delph like Philly. Feel like I'm losing control of myself. I sincerely apologize if all that I sound like is I'm complaining, but life keeps on complicating. Of ending the shit right here. I'm hating my reflection. I walk around the house trying to fight mirrors. I can't stand what I look like. Yeah, I look fat, but what do I care? I give a fuck. Only thing I fear is Haley. I'm afraid if I close my eyes, then I might see her. I lock myself in the bathroom, napping at noon. Yeah, Dad's in a bad mood. He's always snapping at you. Marshall, what happened at you? Body, he fight first, but dwelling on it only makes the night worse. Now I'm popping bikes, perks, and methadone pills. Yeah, M-type first, you killed it. Fucking drug dealers hang around me like yes men, and they go do whatever I says when.
This is amazing to listen to, and really just laying it all out bare, talking about how devastated he was when Proof died, talking about going around his house hating the mirrors, knowing that he's in hell, knowing that he's admitting that he actually needs help, still having that sort of conflict that I think a lot of men have inside them, where you're supposed to just man up and pull yourself together and do it on your own. And this is what, you know, this dichotomy causes so much conflict, I think, because there's a truth to that. There is a truth to that, and it's something that I deal with myself. But yeah, the reality is you do need help. Should be able to ask for help. Need to be able to speak to the right people, not just the wrong people. Don't speak to the wrong, but it's a difficult thing to get into. But like, you know, the whole idea, just reach out and speak to somebody isn't always the best idea, because speaking to the wrong people can make you feel worse when they don't care, or you know their advice that they might offer is poor. You know, that can make you feel a hell of a lot worse. So that's not me saying don't reach out and speak, but speaking to the right people is the one. It really is.
Don't know what I'm gonna do, but I just keep on going through changes. My friends can't understand this new me. That's understandable, man. But think how bananas you'd be. You'd be an animal too. If you were trapped in this fame and caged in it like a theater, watching the same damn DVD at our first tour, the last tour, he was still alive and it hurt sore. Fast forward, sleeping pills and make me feel alright. And if Daddy, don't you die on me, Daddy, better hold your ground. Fuck, don't I know the sound of that voice? Yeah, baby, hold me down.
This is an incredible track again, man.
Wake up in the hospital, bullet tubes, but somehow I'm pulling through. Swear when I come back, I'ma be bulletproof. Haley, this one is for you. Whitney and Elena too. I still love your mother, that'll never change. Think about her every day. We just could never get it together, hey. I ain't pointing fingers, heaven knows I've never been a saint. I know that it feels like we just pissed away our history, and just today, I looked at your picture, almost hit to say I miss you subconsciously.
It's a superb song. If you can't listen to that and feel emotionally affected, whether you feel, whether you relate to any of it, or whether you just listening to an artist lay it all bare like that, and the fact that ultimately what saved his life was thinking about Haley, thinking about his daughter, is a very powerful track, using the Ozzy Osbourne sample, using the Ozzy Osbourne hook. It adds a little more sort of radio element to it, I guess, but ultimately just listening to the man when he slows down and when he just speaks from the heart like that, there's rarely anybody who's ever done it better. I'm kind of at a loss of words. Sometimes I'm at a loss of words to some of these Eminem songs, because is that one of his greatest songs of all time? Probably not, but just listening to that, it was powerful. Now, I'm pretty sure I've heard Not Afraid. If it's the song, I think I'm 99% sure I've heard this track. Who hasn't? Yeah. It's going to be one of those ones where I've not really listened to it, if that makes sense.
You can try and read my lyrics off of this paper before I lay them, but you won't take the sting out these words before I say them. Cause ain't no way I'm gonna let you stop me from causing me what I set out to be. Without a doubt, undoubtedly. And all those who look down on me, I'm tearing down your balcony. No ifs, ands, or buts, don't try to ask him why or how can he. Till he bows out or he shit just bows out of him, whichever comes first.
Again, those multi-syllabic rhymes that go line after line after line, that's been going from undoubtedly, maybe before that as well. I like the look down on me, I'm tearing down your balcony, because it worked as the multi-syllabic, but also you're looking down on me, I'm going to tear down your balcony. And he's still going, paid hourly, bows out, shits his bows out.
Get from the dirt and fuck the whole universe. I'm not afraid to take a stand, Everybody, come take my hand. Playing with the scissors and shit and cut the crap. I shouldn't have to rhyme these words.
Quit playing with the scissors and shit and cut the crap. Just, alright.
Fans, I'll never let you down again, I'm back. I promise to never go back on that promise. In fact, let's be honest, at last we laughed. CD was aired, perhaps I ran them accents into the ground.
Relax was pretty cool, man.
Uncle
wasn't.
Fuckers are doing jumping jacks. I'm not afraid to take a stand, And I just can't keep living this way. So starting today, I'm breaking out of this cage. I'm standing up, I'ma face my demon.
Some great lines in this song, man. Like, obviously the scissors and shit one wasn't great, but then he says, you said you was king, you lied through your teeth. For that, fuck your feelings. Instead of getting crowned, you're getting capped. So obviously you're getting capped, you're getting shot, but like a tooth, you're getting capped. Or getting crowned, but like the king, you're getting crowned because you're not getting crowned because you're not the king. Fucking bars. I thought I had it mapped out, but I guess I didn't. This fucking black cloud still follows me around. But it's time to exercise these demons. These motherfuckers doing jumping jacks now. So his demons are doing jumping jacks. They're getting exercise. We need to exorcise these demons. There's probably more in the track as well. I don't think it's quite as impactful, actually, and it's probably because I've heard it a bunch of times over the years as going through changes. Maybe because that's more specific and this one's a little broader. But again, like nothing's really, like I'm not expecting it to be Marshall Mathers LP or Eminem Show. That they were like fucking lightning in a bottle, impossible. On this one, I'm listening to an artist who's been through a hell of a lot, is at the top, is doing the whole, waking up in silk sheets thing. The cliche, the cliche. It's very difficult to go out for your run. It's a boxing one. It's very to go road running when you're waking up in silk sheets, And just hearing him sound healthy, sound better, but talking honestly and openly about what he's been going through is powerful to me. And while there are some corny lines in here, no doubt, there's some great lines too. And I'm enjoying it as a project. It's long though, we've got a long way to go. I've been recording nearly an hour. Joe. Blame Eminem, not me.
So I can come back a brand new me. You helped see me through. And don't even realize what you did. Cause believe me, I've been through the ringer, but they can do little to the middle finger. I think I got a tear in my eye. I feel like
I've been through the ringer, but they can do little to the middle finger. Lines like that are money.
Trauma from now on, I promise to focus solely on handling my responsibilities as a father. So I solemnly swear to always treat this group like my daughters and raise it. You corner pub and lift the whole liquor counter up, cause I'm raising the bar. I shoot for the moon, but I'm too busy gazing at stars. I feel amazing and I'm not afraid to take a stand, on the same road. Kinda feels like I'm on a whole different page.
Don't know where this one's going.
Feels strange, but expect this sort of reaction from a yet you strong on. You fucking corny. You try to turn your charm on, cause you just think you're Bishop the Dawn one. But boy, you better get a clue. She's on my dick she's closing her eyes, fantasizing her digging her nails in my back to this track.
Seduction, seduce. Ain't nobody who's as good at what I do.
Yeah, this one, this is kind of nothing. Yeah, it's kind of a nothing track so far.
That hater alarm is sounding up, and Obama took the bomb from my name. So quit crying that I took your dame, homie, she's my dame. You sadly must.
Minute she loves you, the next she knows she's been stolen from you.
It's like we're playing.
Is that a little Hadaway sample there?
Young money, yeah.
This reminds me of being 9.
Throw dirt on me and grow a wildflower, but it's fucked in the hell and bag. I can show
this
you
beat?
vouchers. I roll the sweet, but I don't go around fire expecting not to sweat. And these niggas know I lay them down, make your bed. Fucking right, I got my gun, semi-automatic. Yeah, put the dick in their mouth, so I guess it's fuck what they say. I'm high as a bitch, up in the.
So I got distracted by the Hadaway "What Is Love" beat, which is a song from my own childhood, but it's like one of the cheesiest songs of all time. The song was fire, but it was way too distracting at first. Lil Wayne, Eminem on the same track. You know I'm here for that. I'm sticking to the script, you skipping scenes. Line, single line. Sometimes you just need a single line.
Stuck in the safe combination is the cheat code. This reason motherfucker blood gang and I'm in bleed mode. All about my dough, but I don't even check the peephole. Right?
It don't hurt.
I don't need you no more. Don't wanna see you. Bitch, you get no love.
You show me nothing but hate. You ran me into the ground, but what comes around goes around. And you don't hurt.
With the pen, I'm a little bit sicker than most. Shit's finna get thick again. They say the competition is stiff, but I get a hard dick from the shit now. Stick it in. I ain't never giving in again. So why the fuck would I join them when I beat them? They call me a freak cause I like to spit on these pussies before I eat them. Man, get these whack cocksuckers off stage, but I'm afraid that it ain't gonna make no difference when I rip the stage and tear it in half tonight. It's an adrenaline rush. You feel the bass dump from the place all the way to the parking lot, fellow. Set fire to the mic and ignite the crowd. Guarded the game, I so started to rock, fellow. When I'm not even in my harshest, you can still get roasted cause Marcia's now mellow till I'm top, pulling from the top. I'm not gonna stop, I'm standing on my monopoly board. That means I'm on top of my game and it don't stop till my hip don't hop anymore. Mercy, mark my words, ain't letting up, relentless, I smell blood. I don't give a fuck, keep giving them hell. Where was you when I found and needed help up? You get no love.
It's a little too late to say that you're sorry now.
Eminem washed Lil Wayne on that track. He washed Lil Wayne on that track. I'm sorry, that's just the truth. I hold Lil Wayne, he's Rushmore to me. Lil Wayne, one of the greatest to ever do it and can pretty much wash anybody at any time, but on that particular track, no contest. M was on flames on that track. The beat doesn't really work for me, but yeah, he went to the shadow realm for a minute there. I'm really enjoying Eminem's energy on this album.
We touch, I feel a rush. We clutch, it isn't much, but it's enough to make me wonder what's in store for us. It's lust, it's torture, yeah, what it's like to hurt. Cause I've been treated like dirt.
Is that Hotel California?
Knows me, I'm cold. Walk down this road all alone. It's no one's fault but my own. It's the path I've chosen to go. Frozen in snow, I show no emotion whatsoever. So don't ask me what's some kind of emotion. A roller coaster, something I won't go on. So you toy with my emotions, so it's over. It's like an
I'm a spacebound rocket ship and now hearts doesn't move. It'll make me right at you.
Not sure about this hook. Not sure about this hook. I was just trying to work out whether it was Hotel California by the Eagles on the guitar. I'm not actually 100% sure that it is. But the verse was pretty strong. And then the hook, I'm so sure.
I'll do whatever it takes. When I'm with you, I get the shakes. My body aches when I ain't with you. I have zero strength. There's no limit in your face. Promise me if I cave in and break and leave myself open that I won't be making a mistake. Cause
I'm a spacebound rocket ship and now hearts doesn't move.
I mean, this hook is whack, but at least it has a certain irony to the content of the song, which is a relationship that's not quite right, quite a toxic relationship. I enjoy how frantic Eminem gets towards the end of every verse as he's trying to let his thoughts catch up with him, or he's catching up with his thoughts, and it's getting a little bit more sinister.
So after a year and 6 months, no longer me that you want, but I love you so much. much it hurts. Never mistreated you once. I pour my heart out to you. Let down my guard, swear to God. I blow my brains in your lap. Lay here and die in your arms. Drop to my neck, put both hands on your throat. I sit on top of you, squeezing till I snap your neck like a popsicle stick. Ain't a possible reason I could think of to let you walk about this house and let you live. Tears stream down both of my cheeks. Then I let you go and just give. Before I put that gun to my temple, I told you this. And I will do anything for you.
Strange song. Strange song. If I never heard that hook again, I'd be happier.
Yeah. Feels good. Who can catch lightning in the bottle? Set fire to water.
I said lightning in the bottle. That's what I said before. I said that shit.
Smash an hourglass, grab the sand, take his hands and cup 'em, spit around the freezer clock, take the hands of time and cuff 'em. I start to bug prick, you better flee, cause I get ticked. It's a rap.
I start to bug prick. You better flee, because I get ticked. I heard
I
it.
was down, when I was down, I was kicked. I got up, I'm back to punch it to the ground. You trick, it's a trip. Flow, light fluid, saliva, what can you do? Go get your crew to hype you up, stand behind you like, that boy's hot enough to melt hell. Burn Satan too, fry his ass and put his asses back together with glue. So you can...
So he's comparing himself to the boxer that's been knocked down and got back up, and now he's threatening everybody. Not specifically, but saying, step up. Have you got what it takes? Because I don't think you do. And I don't think they do, to be honest.
Catching lightning, he struck it. Scream, shut up, it thundered and flipped the world upside down and made it rain upward.
I love that.
To the present.
Fuck catching lightning. He struck it, screamed, shut up at thunder, then flipped the world upside down and make it rain upward.
Cinderella man, Cinderella shady Dane.
I'm not sure about this one, you know. There's a lot I like about this song, but the Cinderella Man little bit's a bit odd.
Come to do the same or can't afford to be a lame in this day and age, and at this stage of the game, mediocrity can
One thing I will
be
say,
a
his album is a lot better than Encore. There's no two ways about that. I think it's probably better than Relapse, although it's not as interesting as Relapse in terms of like the kind of horror elements and how out there that record is. But I think it's probably better if you're trying to get a bit objective about it, which I actually hate to do. When it comes to talking about music, because it's pointless. Music is the most subjective thing in the world unless something's completely out of tune and just impossible to listen to. It doesn't have that lightning in the bottle, actually, that Eminem is true, outrageous best has. But as a sort of professional, strong, healthy body of work, I think it's pretty good. And some tracks on here that I'm definitely going to spin again. Obviously, some that I heard already.
I mirror it when I stand near it. You pussy lyric, I couldn't hear it. Who forms pyramids and rap circles around square lyrics?
Pussy lyric, I couldn't hear it. Don't demonetize. You can demonetize me. I say don't demonetize me. You can demonetize me. It doesn't matter. I don't get any of the money anyway. You'll just be demonetizing yourself, record label.
I can't keep chasing you. Taking my life.
Maybe if this bitch had acted right, I would've stayed. But I've already wasted over half my life. I would've laid down and died for you. I no longer cried for you. No more pain, bitch. You took me for granted. Took my heart and ran it straight into the planet. Into the dirt. I gave up my life for you. Totally devoted to you. I've stayed faithful all the way.
I'm suspicious that he might be talking about the music industry, hip-hop, or the rap game, and not just about a relationship. Partly because he's being way too nice to just be talking about a woman.
I've done my best to give you nothing less than perfectness, and I know that if I end this, I'll no longer have nothing left. But you keep treating me like a staircase, it's time to fucking step. And I will.
You keep treating me like a staircase, you keep treading on me, you keep walking on me, it's time to fucking step. I like that.
For the other side.
Snap. Don't think I'm loyal, all I do is rap. How can I moonlight on the side? I have no life outside of that. Don't I give you enough
pretty
of
sure
my
I'm
time?
right.
You don't think so, do you? Jealous when I spend time with the girls. Why I'm married to you still?
Oh, that's a great line. If it is about hip-hop and rap, jealous when I spend time with the girls, why I'm married to you still. But obviously, if he's talking about the relationship, she's jealous when he spends time with girls while I'm married to you. Obviously, if he's talking about hip-hop, then the girls that he's spending time with are his daughters. Very clever line.
Take away that freedom like it did to me. Treat them like you don't need them and they ain't worthy of you. Feed them the same shit that you made me eat. I'm moving on, forget you. Oh, now I'm special.
It's working as a double meaning song because he's so committed to making every single line really sound like it is about an actual relationship with a kind of toxic, sort of abusive, possessive partner. And because of that, you need that true commitment to the bluff almost, if that's what it is.
But in my sickness and addiction, you're addictive as they get. Evil as they come, vindictive as they make them. My friends keep asking me why I can't just walk away from them. It's most to you, you left me off your list. Fuck you, hip-hop, I'm leaving you. My life sentence is served, bitch, and it's just...
Yeah, so he's always left off lists of the greatest rappers of all time, I guess, is what he's saying there. So, yeah. Clever track.
I'm the American dream. I'm the definition of white trash ballin'. I'm right back on them with the... Mama, I'm a Rolling Stone just like him. Word to Johnny Drama, keep my entourage with me.
Johnny
Baby,
Drama.
I make a promise, there
Oh, I
ain't
forgot about
nobody
Entourage.
as promised. Me, I'm as calm as the breeze. I guarantee I'll be the greatest thing you ever had. 'Cause you ain't never met nobody.
This is really, like, did this need to be on the album? There's nothing wrong with it, but like...
So listen now, did you relax, woman? You know that I'm only kidding with you. Got a twisted sense of humor. It's war, but I didn't. You ain't never
This song's 5.5 minutes long. Why?
dynamite, dynamite, dynamite. So call me.
It's still going. I completely tuned out.
Cannot fill these shoes. There is too much to lose. Wake up
Weird.
behind these
I stuck my dick in this game like a rapist. They call me Slim Roth.
At some point you think maybe we didn't need any more songs on the album when you're starting with it. I stuck my dick in this game like a rapist. Maybe it's time to just end the album.
Gangster, you should have shit your pants when you saw the chainsaw get to waving like a terrible towel. How things turn around. No one had told him till he showed him defiance. Giant scrotum. He don't
Okay, it's like a story of his come up. Okay, cool. All right. I take it back.
The South Pole. Dang skulls, I'm almost famous.
dream of trading places. I have
Hook is weird.
changing faces.
Back for revenge. I lost the battle, that ain't happening again. I'm at your throat like strip. I step, strapped with a pin. Metaphors wrote on my hat that infinite. Now he's back like someone pissed in his Wheaties. No peace treaties, he's turned into a beast. His new Slim Shady EP's got the attention of the mighty DRE. He's almost famous.
Dream of trading.
I don't think it's a very good song. I like hearing a story. That's where I'm at with it. I kind of stuck in two minds. I'm like, I want to hear the well-wrapped story of Eminem's come up. Of course I do. Who wouldn't? Do I like this beat? Not massively. Do I like this hook? Hell no. Hell no. This is the moment where he started to get bored. Get off my anti-disestablishmentarianism, you prick. I think I said that slightly wrong.
Now there he goes in Dre's studio, cupping his balls, screaming the wood off the panel and cussing the paint off the walls, spewing his like it. They can all get fucked instead of sucking your more. They can go get a belt or a necktie to hang themselves by. Like David Carradine, they can go fuck themselves and just die. And eat shit
Gosh.
while they had it. He's fucking had it. He's mad at the whole not know it. And while I'm being poetic, let me get it
This song
stoic and
needed a
raise the
different
bar
beat.
high. In my opinion of these
He was
women's
rank.
below, it's a bad
He was
witness
rank.
to some biblical
Hook
shit.
was
There's a
rank.
Cohen-
Now, obviously, I've heard this. Now, my memories of this song are that I like it, but I don't know if it's just Rihanna in this time. I mean, Rihanna always, but Rihanna in this time?
I can't tell you what it really is. I can only tell you what it feels like. And right now it's a steel knife in my windpipe. I can't breathe, but I still fight. While I can fight me, she fucking hates me, and I love it. Wait, where you going? I'm leaving you. No, you ain't come back. We're running right.
Listen, yeah, I remember this song now. Eminem rapping about the ups and downs of a relationship in a radio-friendly way, unless something crazy happens later in the song that I can't remember, with the beautiful hook from Rihanna. It's a great radio track. It does what it does. I can understand why hardcore Eminem's fans might not like it. I can understand why hip-hop fans might not like it. I don't know. I don't know if people like it or not. But it makes me want to listen to Rihanna's other music. Because Eminem raps about this subject so much better and so much more intensely on other tracks. That's why.
I'm Superman.
But I like this
The
hook.
weed in his pack. She's
Who doesn't like this hook?
but when it's bad, it's awful.
Chorus.
I feel so ashamed.
Just gonna stand there and watch me burn. But that's alright because I like the way it hurts. I love the way you lie.
You ever love somebody so much you can barely breathe when you're with them? You meet, and neither one of you even know it hit them. Got that warm fuzzy feeling. Raised it to cold break controls you both. So they say it best to go your separate ways. Guess that they don't know you 'cause today that was yesterday. Yesterday is over, it's a different day. Sound like broken records playing over, but now you get to watch her leave out the window. Guess that's why they call it window pane.
Just
Window pane. Really?
Now I know we said things, did things that we didn't mean, and we fall back into the same patterns, same routine, but your temper's just as bad as mine is. you're the same as me. Told you this is my fault. Look me in the eyeball. Next time I'm pissed, I'll aim my fist at the drywall. Next time, there will be no next time. I apologize, even though I know it's lies. If she ever tries to fucking leave again, I'ma tie her to the bed and set this house on fire. I'm just gonna
stand there and watch me burn.
The twist at the end of the song I never noticed before. If she ever tries to fucking leave, I'm going to tie her to the bed and set this house on fire and then just going to stand there and watch me burn. Wow, that's a mad twist. I didn't know that. I never really paid attention to that before. I guess everybody else knew that.
The days are cold, living without you. If proof could see me now, I know he'd be proud. Somewhere in me deep down, there's something in me he found that made him believe in me. Now no one can beat me now.
I'm still sitting with the previous song because I've heard that song so many times, so I was kind of just sat prepared to just listen to it and not really pay that much attention. Especially when I felt like the lyrics were a bit more baseline. But then I thought about it a bit more, and it's like, well, you know, it's about an abusive relationship. It has that twist at the end, but of course, Rihanna, especially back then, I mean, forever, but especially back then, so much in the headlines about, you know, the Chris Brown situation. Chris Brown's caught multiple strays on this album as well. And then you have the two of them have been embroiled in these abusive relationships. So to create a song about that, and yeah, it's actually really, 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 really good. That twist at the end was a bit of a Usual Suspects moment for me. And like I say, I mean, we've all heard that song a billion times, but you know how it goes. When I've heard songs before, but then I do them in this format and I listen in this format, most of the time I get something different out of it. It's happened a bunch on this Eminem season already. But that one, I wasn't expecting. It caught me right by surprise, which is kind of how it really worked. So, yeah, I needed to stop for a second.
Lonely on top of the world when you're the only one with the balls in your shorts to leave the jaws on the floors with no remorse. Remember that when they get to dogging your boy, homie. So y'all know we ain't pumpkins on Halloween, but we'll show up on your porch. So be careful what you say. There ain't no punks over here, so follow me through the. I miss the days of old, thinking about you.
Yeah, so this is an ode to Proof. I think the fact that he's singing the chorus himself helps hammer that home a little bit, because you know, it's not the cleanest singing of all time as well, which kind of gives it a bit more of authenticity. You know, it gets to the point where there's so many songs, it's hard to take it all in, but you really want to pay attention, because this is another, as much as recovery from drugs is a central theme to this album, it's also recovery from losing his best friend.
Yeah, I'ma do it to death, and instead of mourning your death, I'd rather celebrate your life, elevate to new heights, step on the gas and accelerate. I'ma need 2 mics, cause the way that I'm feeling tonight, everything I can just do right. Just help me out while I fight through this grieving process. Trying to process this loss is making me nauseous, but this depression ain't taking me hostage. I've been patiently watching this game, pacing these hallways.
Oh, that's a God, just help me out while I fight through this grieving process. Trying to process this loss is making me nauseous, but this depression ain't taking me hostage. This kind of goes back to Won't Back Down, actually, on this album. This is a different type of energy. This isn't a drug-fueled haze, a drug-fueled frenzy to get him through whatever he needs to get through. This is dealing with everything face on in recovery.
Get up, I got up, I spread my wings and I flew. You gave me a reason to fight. I was on my way to see you. You told me, nah, Judy, you're not. Laying on that table, I knew I was gonna make it. Soon as you said think of Haley, I knew. So homie, this is your song. I dedicate this to you. I love you, Judy. The days are cold, living without you.
Yeah, another powerful track on this album.
Nah, man, you're not quite finished yet. Girl, I think you just might have tried to pull a motherfucking fast when I'm mad.
Okay, this is the last track on this Spotify version. I mean, whatever this is, you shouldn't be following those last 2 tracks. I can tell you that right now. You shouldn't be. The album needed to end there. But this is the one on Spotify, so I'm going to listen to it. I know there's a bonus. I'm good.
We'll turn into a gremlin and run over kids, women, and men. Vin, motor so big you could fit a midget in his engine. Spin, even 10 cents on you since when do you think it's gonna cost me a pretty penny? Shit, if I think a penny's pretty, just imagine how.
This is a lyrical clinic. Not a lyrical clinic, a skill clinic. This reminds me of his later music. Skill clinic, but why?
Speak it, lady, put your money on shady. Fuck that other weak shit. Put your eggs in the same basket. You can count every motherfucking chicken for all you gonna have. Kurt Cobain asking an autograph a bloodstained napkin. Unfastenable and about as rational as a rash on a fag's asshole. Now let's take that line running up the flagpole without see your speakers crap out. What? Girl, you got a hot butt like a lit cigarette.
Imagine putting this song after that heartfelt song about Proof. Why? Why am I listening to this? We'll let it ride out, but yeah, a professional album, strong themes. I enjoyed it. I don't think it's a standout from his back catalogue, but it's definitely better than I think it's definitely better than the last two. Relapse has its own thing. And I liked the project, man. I really did. And I like to hear him in that kind of strong mode while still not going all the way into this. These days feels like way too much of this. And there's plenty on this album that feels like coming from such a strong place, man. Such a powerful place to listen to, and anybody can relate to any of it. I think it speaks even more volumes. Now we'll listen to him say a bunch of swear words in a clever way. Eminem season continues and will continue all the way up until the album before The Music to Be Murdered By, because that's already on the channel from a while ago. And you probably see the next one in the series on Patreon and maybe the next two. So sign up for that, and it's all uncut on there. All of them, all the way back to Slim Shady. So thank you very much for the support, and continue the journey on your video around here. Shout out to the patrons. I'll catch you on the next one.